Hey guys, how's it going? I'm bored. Let me put this back on. Pardon. I'm in the process of moving, so ignore all that. How are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing good. I'm just kind of bored, and I figured I might as well just randomly talk about things while I just test out this makeup look I saw online. So, I'm gonna tell you guys a story from high school of my first homecoming. So it was homecoming of like 2014 or something. And I was like, ooh, I'm gonna go with my boyfriend. We're gonna call him P. I'm gonna go with P. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be our first homecoming. And so P bought my ticket and everything, even though I already bought my ticket, but it's fine. He still bought it, and I was like, oh, thank you. So I just gave away the ticket that I bought. And we had been talking about it and coordinating everything, so we got a red tie to match my red dress. And so I was like, yay, it's gonna be great. And so the day of homecoming, I'm texting P, and I'm like, good morning, how are you? He doesn't respond. I assume he's just sleeping. I text him again a little later, and we agree to meet up at prom. So I'm like, okay. So we meet up at prom. I get to prom. I can't find him anywhere. I eventually do find him, and he's sitting with this girl. We're gonna call her E. And so he's sitting with E, and they're talking. And I come up behind him and hug him, because, you know, it's my boyfriend. And he kind of pushes me away. And he's like, oh, we're just talking. Give me 1 second. He tells her, get 1 second. And then so he leaves, and I'm like, he's like, oh, I came here with E. And I'm just like, what? And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, I came here with her. And then he's talking all sorts of stuff about liking her and stuff. And I'm just like, what? And so I leave because I'm upset and I start crying. And then he starts crying because he's an emotional basket case. And I can't get the lighting right in any of this. And I realize that looks like crap, so I'm going to take that off. And so we're both crying, and then my friend T comes up to me, and he's like, oh, there's this dude vomiting in the bathroom. And I'm like, ew, weird. And then my boyfriend P comes up to me like an hour later, and he's like, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to upset you. I hope we can still be friends. And I'm like, what do you mean you hope we can still be friends? Are you breaking up with me or something? Are my eyes crooked? This one's just like not cooperating. And so I start freaking out about that, and I'm like, I think he just cheated on me and broke up with me in the same night. And I'm going to all my girlfriends, and they're all like, you don't need him, he doesn't deserve you. The typical validation that girls do, you know. I need a sponge. Why can I not find a sponge? All I need is an itty bitty, teensy mincy, little tiny baby sponge. Oh, there's one. And so he starts freaking out, and E's like, oh, we weren't even gonna do anything. I don't even like him like that. And I'm just like, then why'd you go with him? I introduced you to him. Like, sis, what are you talking about? And so that happens. I'm just a basket case for the rest of the night. So I meet up with this girl, Lisa, who knows my boyfriend. In fact, their parents grew up together. Their parents are both immigrants that somehow both came to America and then knew each other, came to America, didn't know the other came to America, and ran into the other in America. Insanity. And so I started talking to Lisa, and she's like, oh, you can just hang out with me and Kevin. Because she came with Kevin, who turns out was a rapist. I probably even shouldn't be telling this, but it's fine. And so we hang out with Kevin, and we're talking about that and stuff. And then turns out Kevin likes me, so Kevin asked me out. And I'm like, Kevin's friends with Philip. I'm gonna get back at Philip. So I go out with Kevin. And that's fun. Kevin was sweet when we first started dating. He was so sweet. Little did I know. Little did I know. And at the time, I was going through like a very abusive period with my mother. And she had always been that way, so I didn't know the signs of like an abusive relationship. So in my relationship with Kevin, turns out like he was abusive and stuff, and I didn't like realize it until like junior year. And Kevin actually messaged me recently, and he's like, why don't we talk anymore? And I'm like, I wonder why. Because you sexually assaulted like 7 girls. Like, does that make any sense to you? Because that's like the reason why. But it's fine. And so now we're going into the whole high school dating history. So after I break up with Kevin, I start dating Lisa. And in all seriousness, I have only ever loved one person the same way that I love Lisa. Like, I was doubly convinced at the time that she was the one. Now I know she's not, because if she was the one, then I'd be the one for her. But I wasn't the one for her, and that's okay. And that's okay. Because the only way for the one to be the one is if you both are the one. And so we break up, and I start not dating, but like talking to this one guy. We're gonna call him T. And that's going great. I feel like we had a great relationship up until when he was getting jealous of me talking to other guys. Then I was like, sis, you gotta go. Unless you're gonna make me your woman, you gotta go. So it was either dedicate yourself to me or leave. And so he lives hours away now. So, because he didn't dedicate himself to me, and I don't tolerate that. I will never be a side hoe. Now, I never said I won't have side hoes. I'm joking! I'm joking! I have way too much anxiety to cheat. And so, after Tyler, I start going with this guy. We're gonna call him S. And I've only ever had a crush on 2 boys. And both those boys, their name starts with an S. They're 5'10", have brown hair, brown eyes, and black stubble. And it's just like... And both are Caucasian and a little bit of Irish. And it's just like... Apparently I have a type. I didn't see myself as having a type. But apparently I have a type. And so I start going with S for a bit, and that was the most fun I had in a long time. But then after S, I started dating A. And remember how I said I don't know how to read an abusive situation? A was an abusive situation. Like, he had a dominance issue, and he made that dominance issue my issue. Like, everywhere we go, he'd be like, on me. I'm not even joking. And then I was gonna hang out with my friend John one time, and he was like, oh, I'll go with you. And I'm like, no, you don't have to. And he's like, oh, I'll go with you. And so he goes with us. And when the bill comes for the dinner that we got, he like doesn't pull out his wallet. He makes John pay for it. And I'm just like, so you force yourself upon this situation and you're not even going to pay. Wow. And then, he broke up with me. I didn't break up with him. He broke up with me. And the way he broke up with me was real stupid. So my cousin is a hoe. And that's the only way I know how to describe my cousin. If you're watching this, sweetie, I'm sorry, but you need to acknowledge it. And my cousin was hanging out with my boyfriend and explained to me why when my boyfriend comes back from hanging out with my cousin, he got the biggest boner in the world. Explain that to me. So I'm just like, something here ain't right. And so me and my boyfriend, we go on a walk. I'm like, oh, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. He's going to ask me to move in. I mean, he had already asked me to move in, but I was just like, maybe he's going to officially ask me. So I'm like sitting with my legs across his lap and we're talking. And then he just stops talking all of a sudden. And I'm like, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? He's like, I don't know how to say this. And I'm like, are you breaking up with me? He's like, no, yes. And I'm like, are you serious? And it's like in this garden with like a beautiful river going past. We're on a bench and it's like a beautiful scene outside. And he breaks up with me. And I'm just like, now I can't go to gardens. Like, bitch, the fuck? And so that happened. And then after him, I kind of quit the dating train. That's a lie. After that, I became a hoe. After that. Because then I had several side hoes to my current fiance who's watching this. I'm sorry. I've had a past and I am sharing it today to get it off my chest because it's going to make me feel better in the long run. But I started talking to a lot of guys and gals, and that was real intense. And then my mom and I got into a really big physical fight, and I left. I just kind of left. I wasn't gonna stay there anymore. And that's when my life kind of just completely flipped. Because I stopped sneaking out. I stopped talking to all sorts of people. I didn't have a phone, so I couldn't really talk to people. But I stopped doing every bad thing that I was doing as an outlet. I stopped taking pills. I stopped doing all sorts of stuff. Ooh, look at me venting. And it just kind of changed my life around. So I feel like my life went for the better the second I left that house. And she still blames me to this day. And that's fine. I don't even care anymore. But I should probably do a draw my life. That'd probably be sad. Oh well. But after that, I started going to like inpatient and like outpatient and all sorts of stuff. And I was hopping from like a bunch of different homes. And it was a really rough time. But I got through it. And I'm still hopping homes now. But I know I'm going to get through it. It's hard to talk and do your eyeliner at the same time. Ooh. That doesn't look too bad. I'm gonna like take like intense pictures and post them on my Instagram. Let me get out even falsies. I'm even gonna put on falsies, guys. It's crazy. Is this C13? No. C13, where are you? Okay. Beauty blender, where are you? But yeah, my life is coming together now. And the people that matter will eventually show up. Hopefully. Prayerfully. I'm out of breath. Yo, I'm asthmatic. This is too much. I just went up 2 flights of stairs to get my beauty blender. This is too much. Don't they know they can't have me doing this? Put on a little bit of concealer. Okay, a lot of concealer. Because sis has bags. Where's my freaking beauty blender hiding from me? Now I gotta fill in my brows some more. But yeah. Also, guys, you should like comment down below just random stories and I'll like read them. It would be great. I would actually love that. That would make me so happy. At least I'll know a little bit about my 3 viewers. Did I already put it away? I can't find anything. Jesus Christ. Eventually, I will make a video telling my life story because people are like, you should share your story. You're such a strong, independent woman. And I'm just like, me, an intellectual, independent? I would never be independent. That's too hard. If my caseworker is watching this, I want to be independent. So we should do like a power of makeup comparison. So let me take off this brow. Let me brush up my brows so that they look a little bit fuller. Yo, I don't even have brows. I pluck them out due to stress. Oh, I'm telling you all too much. Let's put on a little bit of highlight so that when we take that photo, it looks nice. Put a little bit more. Okay, and then let's put a little red under the eyes. Just a little bit. All right, I think I'm done. Falsies, guys. Oh, I'm gonna use my wispies. Or should I use a dramatic lash? I just got rid of all of my dramatic lashes. Because I'm like, I'm not about that life. We all know I'm about that life. Oh, I forgot to close my brow pomade. Dude, I haven't used, oh my gosh, I was watching Instagram today. Like Instagram TV. And I watched this girl use like an eyebrow pencil. And I'm just like, yo, I haven't seen an eyebrow pencil in ages. Because I've been using like brow pomades and stuff. And like, yo, that was crazy. Oh, I'm going to use the big ones. Is this my right? No. Yeah, that's my right. Need some lash glue. Give me that lash glue. Let me find the lash glue. Is this it? Oh, I found it without even looking. Oh, I'm so proud. I'm so annoying. You guys should tell me what you want in videos, and I'll probably do that in videos. Except for, like, porn, because that's nasty. Got $1,000. Oh my gosh. I should tell you about my internet stripping. That would be a story time. That would be intense. That would make my boyfriend cry. Sorry, honey. You ever like look at your highlight and you're like, I just need more highlight? I feel it every day. You can't even see them. And then it got that gap right there. And it messed up my eyeliner, see? See, it fucked up my eyeliner. Alright, but well, this is the final progress of my Instagram post for the night. Let's do the thing. Wait. Yes. Magnifique. Now, YouTube, when you pick the thumbnail for this, please make it a good thumbnail. Please. Please. Now, if only I could get, like, sponsored by places other than, like, Revolution and Lush Lash. I'm joking, guys. I love you. Please, sponsor me more. But yeah, thanks for watching. Comment down below what you want me to talk about. And yeah, bye!